let's get into Ready to Love, okay? Y'all know that nephew Tommy decided to let the people know, hey, I'm gonna send y'all on another weekend getaway. So it was interesting when they got sent on that weekend getaway because I didn't realize how small the group had gotten. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but it was just super small. So first of all, Clifton, Dakia, and Joy got to the house first. Clifton, Dakia, Joy in that order. While Dakia is over there trying to find herself a room, Miss Joy already found her room and he's sitting there with her man Clifton. So she decided to go take her bags and put them on his bed. Okay, very clear. Make no mistakes about it. This is what's going down. Now, I do think that Clifton was not aware. I do think that, and I could, well, I don't know. No, I do. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like he may not have been aware that she was going to do that. Because maybe they didn't know how the setup was going to be. But when I think about the themed pajamas, it kind of makes me think maybe he did know she was going to come in there and put that stuff on his bed. But anyway, so they all arrived to the house first, okay? Sabrina came in. She was looking for her room. She ended up going to a room where there were 2 bags, okay? And she immediately notices that those are Clifton's and Joy's bags. And it immediately made Dakia feel away. Now, for me, a little bit, and y'all tell me, I just kind of feel like, Dakia, you really shouldn't be feeling away about nothing, honestly. It's no shade. I know you had a connection with him, but his connection has always been more stronger with Joy right out the gate. So you feeling some kind of way you really shouldn't be. Maybe a little disappointed because maybe he could have like let you know that he kind of already chose his person or something. Maybe that, but I wouldn't have felt too much of a way. Anyway, child, what else we got going on? Sabrina brings up people sleeping together. So she going there with Clifton and she talk about, oh, yeah, I see people sleeping together, honey. So what's going on? Yeah, we talk about the bags that's in your room. So he tried to play dumb. He really didn't want to answer the question. Goes all the way back into the room to check. Hilarious. Comes back and then says, well, I think I know who them bags is. You know what I'm saying? I know what the smell of them is. I'm like, Dakia, it was in that moment, baby. You might well go ahead and scoot on over and find you somebody else out there in the villa or whatever y'all want to call it. Okay? Or just be prepared to leave the show because you really ain't got no other options. And now you sit over here trying to force a connection with Paul, which really is not giving anything to me. Not at all, but okay. So, like I said, the group looks very, very small. You got Sabrina, you got Joy, you got Troy, you got Donovan, Carmen, Paul, Clifton, Demetrius, and Dakia. So that's about what? It's supposed to be 10 people, but y'all know Tina didn't show up at the time, right? Miss Tina was running late. I didn't think Tina was going to show up at all. So what they gave us on the previews in the coming episodes, I'm a bit shocked by that because I was not expecting that. I was like, okay, wasn't expecting her to even show up at all, okay? They did say that one man will be going home at the end of the episode, okay, or at the end of well, I think that was like the first night. He ended up sending somebody home the first night. Troy and Demetrius. So Troy, when Troy sat over there with Demetrius and started to talk to him about Sabrina, I actually zoned out. I don't even know what all the conversation was about, in all honesty, because I didn't understand why he felt the need to ask a man how he felt. A man that he's in competition with, ain't got no friendship with. You over here asking this man how he felt about receiving a kiss from a woman that happened weeks ago. Why are you outside trying to talk to me now, asking me how I felt about it? A woman that you really choosing up on, a woman that you really want to be with. And you know, we don't really talk like that for real anyway. So, I mean, I just kind of like zoned out, like, why? What is the reason? I guess you're trying to gauge his likeness or where he is with Miss Sabrina. But I'm glad Sabrina told you what it is, what it was, what it's going to be, what's up, not say with me, you're on the chopping block. Okay? I'm glad that she was able to let you know that by the end of the episode. But anyway, so Sabrina over there speaking on having concerns about Demetrius and Donovan. So she asked, I think it was Donovan, she asked him if he wants to be in a relationship after being so recently divorced, right? And he says that, well, yeah, I am. You know, I think I know what I want. She was like, well, how long has it been since you've been with somebody? He was like, I mean, it's been like 3 or 4 months. And I'm not been with somebody, but since you've been divorced before you got into your next relationship. He was like, it's been like 3 or 4 months or whatever. And I'm like, ooh, that's not long at all. That's not enough time at all. How long was you married, sir? How long was you married? So now in that moment, seeing her ask the questions to Donovan definitely made more sense to me as to why she is so apprehensive. Because at first I was like, girl, you newly divorced. We could say the same thing about you. But when she started digging deeper, I was like, okay, yeah, it started to make sense for me. Like that's a little weird. So she's not too sure about him being ready, and it just seemed like some of the questions that she was asking him, I don't know, it seemed like he didn't really have an answer for real. Like I don't know. Donovan not ready. Donovan came on this show just to be on this show like Phil did. Like that's what he came on here for, girl. I got. Mm-mm. Let's keep going. Carmen. Carmen is stuck on Paul. At least that's what she's giving off. And I cannot. Y'all know how I feel about Carmen. Y'all already know. I was just thoroughly disgusted the way she was all up under him and stuff. And girl, I don't know. It's like the way she be holding her mouth. I'm like, are you missing a tooth in the back or what? Like, did you get dentures or something? Like, what's happening in the back? Because it's really bothering me. But anyway, girl, let me not, because baby, that's how you was created. Okay, do you think? But I hate it. What else? So Dakia and Clifton. She did say when it comes to Carmen felt like Paul may not be fully interested in her. Like, because I guess she's like used to guys coming up on her. And it's like, well, Carmen, how you've been showing yourself on the show? You've been coming on more stronger than anybody. So how are they supposed to just come on to you or whatever? So I guess she just feels like she's not getting the full interest in return from Paul that she's giving off to him. So Dakia and Clifton. Girl, they go outside. They sit out there in the little screened in porch area. Try just sit over there, and they rocking chairs look like it. And look, was giving me a whole old couple. I said, if they don't look like an old couple, I don't know what it is. Okay. I feel like I thought I probably saw it for Dakia and Clifton, but I really, really don't. I think that Dakia comes with she leads with more of her I just want to chill all the time, not do anything, stay in the house type energy than she does lead with her adventurous side. And it just makes me think that that's not what Clifton wants. I think he wants somebody that's upbeat for the most part, always cracking jokes. You know, you get my corny stuff, I get yours. Like the chemistry and the connection with Joy is just so different than Dakia. And it makes me concerned because I feel like he's going to probably get bored with her quick. And he's going to be back down that road of doing what he did in his marriages to, cause him to not be faithful. But then, I mean, that can happen with any woman, to be honest. It really don't matter what else she give. But I will say, I just see him more suited for Joy than I do with Dakia. It's just tough. What else? Dakia, highly disappointed, very upset about Joy putting her bags in the room because she feels like this was something that was planned out the gate. I don't kind of think it was, but you never know. It could have been, right? So she was really upset about that, but she didn't say anything, which I think was kind of cool. Like, don't say nothing. See how he gonna move. And what he did, he avoided the conversation. He didn't bring it up or anything. He didn't acknowledge it. He just wanted to talk about everything else but that. So Dakia didn't like that at all, okay? So later on, we see where Donovan and Joy are over there, talking. She got her legs on him, and they just chit-chatting. But you could tell it's really homeboy, homegirl vibes. Like, she has been very clear about who she wants to be with. Make no mistake. So then Carmen pops up, and I really hate that he even has a connection with Carmen. And I feel like the connection he has with Carmen is a sexual one. I don't think it's anything more than that. Even when she came outside and they was over there talking and chit-chatting and da-da-da-da, I was like, I don't see anything here between the two of them. Nothing at all. So I don't know. Anyway, child. All right, Donovan talking about something. He like him some Carmen because he feels like she's going to challenge him. I guess, honey. Bye. I feel like you may like Carmen because, number one, you're fresh out of a relationship or out of a marriage or whatever. And you've only, or a relationship. I'm not sure when you got divorced, but I think it was a 3 to 4 month time frame before you got into another relationship. And you said you've been in quite a few relationships. And that's what makes Sabrina feel like I don't want to be with somebody that's just out here just to be dating, right? So for me, I feel like when it comes to Donovan, the reason you do like Miss Sabrina is because of the sexual energy that she leads with. And also because you're just trying to date. That's it. You would just want to date. You probably would just want to smash, hang out, go get a couple of drinks, laughs here or there, but nothing to really take too serious when it comes to her. So that's what I think when I think of Donovan and Carmen and whatever connection he thinks he has. Okay. Everybody's still wondering where the hell is Tina? Where is Tina? Tina, is that you? You got Donovan over here blowing her phone up. Miss Girl still not answering. And I really think that's effed up. Only for you to end up showing up on the show what in the next, what, by the next day or whatever like that. Like, girl, you couldn't answer nobody call? Or was you enjoying the toxicness of somebody thinking about you, blowing up your damn phone, and you deciding to not answer? Is that what it was? Were you just enjoying that part? Like, you just couldn't answer the phone or shoot somebody a text and be like, oh yeah, bitch, I'm on my way. I got this going on. I got that going on. See, you give toxic energy. It's something about it, Miss Tina. Something about you, girl. All right. So, Sabrina Demetrius. So they sent at dinner. She said, I wanted to get a seat next to you, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to make sure that you still like me or whatever. So Sabrina really getting tired of Demetrius because she's putting in more of an effort than he putting in when it comes to, you know, trying to be with the other person. And I just kind of feel like, Sabrina, bro, it took you this long to figure that out. I guess. I ain't even mad at Sabrina for real. But it's like she definitely, maybe she's handling her process just right because she is truly weeding out the dudes for sure. Like, she done weeded out Paul, she done weeded out Tori, she on her way to making it to weeding out Donovan, and Demetrius, your ass is next. Okay, she is not playing no games with y'all men, and I ain't really faulting her. Instead of just jumping in something just to say that she got some, she really out here trying to figure out like what y'all really about. And in all honesty, is that something that I think I could deal with for a long term, you know? So I can't really fault her too much on that. What else? So Tori asked Carmen, and this is so interesting because they wanted to know about the bed situation, right? So then here go Tori. So I was saying, you know, so what's up with the bed situation where everybody's sleeping in? I thought he was trying to be messy when it came to the Clifton and Joy situation, right? But they didn't go into that. So then he just bust out and said, Carmen, where you sleeping at? And everybody bust out laughing. And then Donovan says, yeah, he really asking for all the guys, but he just made it more direct and bit general, like where she's sleeping at. So y'all see what I'm saying, Carmen? I hope you're watching this show and you looking at how the guys looking at you. I mean, unless you're just only okay with that, right? It seems like they only see you as one of those women that they probably could have arm, you know, candy if they, you know, want anything sour on their arm, then, you know, go for that. But outside of that, they just want somebody that can smash. You know, probably hang out here, there, wham, bam, appreciate you. All right, then I'm gonna catch you on the flip. Same time this weekend. Like, that's it. That's it. That's how I think the guys are looking at you, and that's why they probably keep you around. And I think that you also may be like a guy's girl, which also makes sense to me since you're an agent and you work with a lot of athletes. You know how to finagle your way in there to really be, you know, a guy's girl and hang out and be and have interest of what the guys may have, you know. But I don't think they take you to be that serious. But we'll see. We'll see. Paul might. We'll see. What else? So Tori asked Carmen. Yeah, we talked about this. So Clifton and Joy, they came into the. So they were supposed to be having like, I guess, like a slumber party or something, or wherever, sleepover, whatever they was doing in the living room. So they came in there with they matching pajamas. He had on some overalls, and I think she had on some. They weren't matching, but they were definitely themed pajamas, meaning that a conversation must have happened. Okay, and she had on like some giraffe or animal thing she had going on, right? Baby, the way Miss Nakia was over there rolling them eyes, she was 100% over it. And for me, I just felt like you can't be mad because you should have known how strong their connection was from the very, very beginning. It's always been her. But I guess it also just depends on the conversations that they've had, right? Because she talked about, you know, some of the conversations that they had. She does feel like he could have told her already that he made his decision on choosing her because they also had plans on how they were going to get to know each other and whoop and da 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 da. You know, I'm sorry, I done sat up here and got, what the hell is this? Girl, I'm sorry. But anyway, when it comes to that kid, she just felt like they sat up there and they had a full conversation about different things that they were going to experience while on this little mini getaway, right? And then here it is. It seems like he had more plans to do things with Joy. So I guess she could feel slighted a bit if they've had these conversations, but at the same time, I just feel like, girl, you already knew. You should have already known how that was going. But anyway, so Sabrina, and I also feel like some of it when it comes to Dakia, I feel like the reason why her feelings is so hurt is because she probably put a lot of eggs over there in the basket of Clifton, especially when she sent the last guy home. What was his name? Eric or something like that. When she sent him home, who was her main connection for real, for real. So the time that you were spending getting to know him, I don't know how strongly you were getting to know Clifton. So I feel like Clifton probably was on the back burner for that. Girl, anyway, honey, what else we got? Sabrina and Demetrius. They talk. She feels like she's gone out her way to connect with him. He hasn't. Nothing really much has changed on that. I guess he's gonna try to do a little more. But I don't see her being with him. I feel like not Demetrius. I feel like Sabrina may leave this show with no one. If she does leave with somebody, it could potentially be Donovan. I could see her leaving with Donovan or just leaving the show. What else? Joy and Clifton. No, Tori and Sabrina. So he pulls her to the side, wanted to have a conversation with her. After the bonfire, they gave each other a lot of space to go and figure out some things, right? And Tori seemed like he was pretty disappointed after she said, listen, you gave me a lot of time. I started thinking of things. I feel like our interactions are more so like friends. I only see you as a friend, right? So Tori seemed like he was really disappointed. And I was kind of like, nanny boo-boo, that's what you get. With your insecure self. That's what you get. Let's move on. So Joy and Clifton. She asked him about his connections, right? With someone else, which happens to be Dakia. And again, Mr. Clifton decides to dance around. He danced around really asking her questions, answering her questions. And I feel like he did that because he knows he needs to have a conversation with Dakia. He kept telling her he didn't know. He knows he needs to have a conversation with Dakia. And I feel like he didn't tell Joy all of the thoughts that was in his head because he didn't want her to go back and tell Dakia for him. That's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong, but that's what I think he was doing. And I also think that he's trying to figure out what it is he's exactly going to say to her too. So he's trying to get that together. So then we get to Sabrina and Dakia. Okay, Sabrina checks in on her. Dakia is disappointed because she thought this would be a time for them to get closer, but she sees now that his connection is much more stronger with Joy. So I think she's starting to be more accepting of what's happening. Okay, Dakia says that I talked about that, how they spoke about things and how they said they were going to do stuff on this trip, and now she's seeing he's doing it with Joy. But then she go in the confessional and talk about how she was blindsided. Either she said it in the confessional or she said it to Sabrina, and I just don't see why she blindsided. What you blindsided for? You shouldn't be blindsided. What else? Paul and Dakia. It was cringe-worthy to see the two of them interact because I just don't see anything there. Okay, Paul speaks on how he wants a genuine connection. He talks about how amazing he thinks Dakia is, how strong of a woman she is, and how he feels like if anybody sees her and doesn't see what he sees in her, then they're the problem. They're blind. So this right here made her tear up and made her cry. And I'm sure she really cried because she was just really hurt by Clifton or whatever. Right. So she's at a place and Paul is at a place where they're going to try to hone in on each other and get to know each other more. And I'm kind of like, I don't know if Miss Carmen going to let that happen. I don't think Carmen going to let y'all get too close. Okay. When she sees somebody coming in on her territory, you know, she going to step out and try and do something extra. So let's get to nephew Tommy because he ended up coming. Still no Tina. He ain't talked to Tina. Don't know what the hell going on with Tina. Okay. 1 minute it was the car. Next minute we don't know. Sabrina still into Donovan and Demetrius. Joy still stuck on Clifton. Okay. Dakia, she feels like Tori is a friend to her at this point, but she's more into Paul. She also said at the table how she sees the attention or the energy, the connection between Joy and Clifton. So it seems like she was like, let her have him in that moment. Now, Carmen says that Paul is cool, but she's more into Donovan. I don't know. I feel like Donovan more into Miss Sabrina, but we'll see. So Joy says that she's not into Donovan. It's no connection or anything like that. Like they just friends. So then Dakia, when it comes down to her, she decides that she's going to say a dumb answer, which was dumb as hell to me. Demetrius and Donovan. Yeah, maybe Demetrius, right? Because they haven't connected yet. But also, it's like you just sat up here and said that Tori is more of a friend to you. So why didn't you say Tori's name? Right? But whatever. So then Carmen says Tori's name. Okay. And then Sabrina says Tori's name. So at the very end, they call Paul to the front and they call, what's his name? Tori to the front. They call both of them to the front. They're going to let us know on next week who's going to go home. I feel like that person is going to be Tori, but I would not be mad if it was Paul. I would not be mad if it was Paul at all, but I think it's going to be Tori because who's interested in Tori there? Nobody's really interested in Tori. Everybody see Tori as a friend. So, And we're gonna see how that's gonna go. Let me read a few messages and then I'm gonna move on. Kay says, people dogged that Kia out and made fun of her, but I really like her. She seems like a genuine hearted person who never feels seen. Glad Paul said that to her. That made me tear up. Okay. Gotcha. Paul and Dakia are actually growing on me, but I wish this had been the sentiment from the start, because now I don't know if it's real or they just trying to stay in the game. Okay. All right. Let me read one more, then we're going to move on. Oh, yeah, I agree. I believe Sabrina only wanted Demetrius because he was paying her dust. I could see that because she's so used to guys being fully interested in her and coming up on her, and she probably trying to figure out, like, what is it? Like, what am I, like, why he ain't up on me? Like, what am I doing? Like, what's what? Yeah, I could definitely see that being the case. I don't know, Simply Sweet. Why they keeping Demetrius around? He is a bit self-centered to me, and he isn't really showing Sabrina anything. Anything. I don't know why they keeping this man. And it's sad because as much as I've been like, I want to see Paul go, I want to see Paul go, I want to see Paul go, Paul been giving us more than what the hell Demetrius been giving. Demetrius is giving us nothing. Paul is actually getting out here, interacting, getting to know the ladies, letting them know where he stands, getting rejected, getting some women interested in him. Demetrius ain't been doing, but being a bald-headed man, bald-headed black man with a beard, okay, that some may find attractive. So he just been skating through. I don't understand it, but let's go ahead and scoot over, girl.